He was the strongest hero in the hearts of the people and the hope of defeating the Demon King, but after he slew the Demon King's son, he did not bring humanity the life they had dreamed of, and amid the cheers of the masses he personally summoned the Demon King that would destroy the world, plunging everything into purgatory, and this hero of the people had been the embodiment of evil all along. For what he truly desired was only to bring the ultimate Demon King into the world, believing that only when humanity vanished could his ideal world exist, yet the Demon King's son he killed was the true hero who wanted to save the world, but by the time this was understood the world was already doomed. However, everything that happened was only a novel written by a man in memory of his friend who had died because of school bullying, a novel that exposed the twisted nature of humanity. And though the ending drew curses from readers, the man had no intention of changing it because this was reality, truth controlled by those high above, and filled with longing for his friend. The man closed his eyes, but when he opened them again he found himself become the hero misunderstood by the world, and unlike other transmigrators he quickly accepted it, turning to see behind him the bruised and swollen Blondie, a character based on his deceased friend. And since he was still alive it meant there were 5 years before Si Huanjiang would release the demon god, and before that he had to escape the mine quickly, and after checking his stats he saw that William was only a level 10 assassin without a contracted constellation, and because of his innate allergy to magic his body was greatly limited. At that moment Blondie saw him collapse and rushed over asking if he was okay, calling him Brother William, and suggested that if he was tired he should ask for rest. But William replied that if they could rest whenever tired they wouldn't have been brought to such a place, for this mine was not ordinary but one used by the Eclipse crime organization to exploit rookie hunters, who worked 25 hours a day and could be punished by high-level overseers, and for failing to meet quotas. Blondie, who had been laughing with them the day before, was executed in public, and staring at his comrade's corpse while the arrogant instructor threatened in his ear. William realized time was short and claimed he needed the toilet, and though the overseer agreed he only gave 1 minute and warned that if William did not come out his head would roll, but William walked in unbothered, surveyed the place, cut his palm on a rock, and with blood drew a hexagram array, which shone with blinding light as the overseer outside began counting, and William whispered to the array asking for power, addressing the damned constellation dimension bandit who had been watching him, and though the constellation was annoyed, eager to keep watching William's deeds, it granted him strength, raising all his skills to max, and just then the furious overseer stormed in only to be slain instantly by William's steel spike through the throat, and because of this he had to escape Eclipse that night, so he donned the overseer's uniform, took his gear, spread gasoline to fake a fire, reported an escape in Sector 18, and slipped out with a ride. But on the way a sharp overseer in the passenger seat grew suspicious through casual talk and realized William was not one of them, so William acted instantly and killed both, yet patrol cars appeared behind, forcing him to flee down a slope, but a tracker overseer blessed by a constellation pursued him, and in this world only hunters above level 100 usually contracted constellations, so as a mere assassin William should not have matched him, but he used skill to create a false trail and then ambushed the foe, stabbing him fatally, turning his vaunted tracking into his downfall, and a system window popped up reminding William that the constellation Dimension Bandit could steal skills from slain constellation hunters, and a new tracking ability became his miracle to escape Eclipse, and after a night of fleeing he finally left in a sand truck, yet news of his feat reached Eclipse, who were shocked that a mere level 10 hunter had killed many overseers, and grew interested in him, for though only level 10 he had the plunder skill that made all stolen skills max level. And after leaving Eclipse's territory William went to his ex-girlfriend Sophia, the only one he trusted, and though she tended his wounds he broke down in tears, regretting their breakup and wondering if that had caused his suffering. But Sophia had grown into a level 150 constellation hunter while he was gone, and though she still loved him William cut ties to protect her, leaving after she gave him clean clothes and a phone, and with her contacts he reached a mercenary group to take jobs. But to his surprise the one who came to meet him was Yellen, who in the future would resist Si Huanjiang and the 13 constellations, and after a brief greeting Yellen recommended a debt collection mission. But Park Se-hyun thought the reward was too low and wanted to take on missions with richer pay. Hearing this, Leaf Lin laughed on the spot. You are only level 10 yet you want to compete with other hunters, do you want me to collect your corpse during the mission? In order to gain Leaf Lin's trust, Park Se-hyun proposed a test scenario, and Leaf Lin was also curious why this level 10 lucky one had such a big tone. As both sides were about to clash, Leaf Lin, taking care of the newcomer Park Soo-hyun, used his dodging skills as the basis for the test. As a character he had created himself, Park Soo-hyun knew the skills he used now were not offensive, even if hit they would not cause death, but if marked by the steam-made spirit it would mean failure in the test. Leaf Lin first controlled the spirit to rush toward Park Se-hyun, though fast, it was still no match for Park Soo-hyun the assassin. The moment the spirit hit him, a clear afterimage appeared, but after the attack Park Soo-hyun vanished completely. Shocked, Leaf Lin turned upward and saw Park Soo-hyun had leapt 4 floors high. Even though a level 10 assassin's initial short jump was only 1 meter, how did he move so nimbly? Feeling it unbelievable, Leaf Lin decided to conduct the test seriously and launched spirits at double speed at Park Soo-hyun, and when Park Soo-hyun dodged, he detonated the steam spirit. Yet the result was the same, Park Soo-hyun disappeared in the steam. Only then did Leaf Lin realize the move he used was the assassin's jump skill to pass through, but it was already too late. In a blink Park Soo-hyun was behind him, blade at his neck, declaring the test over. Curious, Leaf Lin asked if he had undergone professional training, but Park Soo-hyun denied it. Leaf Lin then said those moves could never be done by a level 10 assassin, and to reward his performance he would give him a level 50 mission. The mission was to find a wanted mage of warrior rank hiding in an open dungeon, who harmed too many civilians, so killing him was allowed. Hearing this, Park Se-hyun grew excited. This was his first mission as a mercenary. That night he entered the complex ruins tunnels, maybe a maze to others, but as the hideout he once used in the novel, he knew it better than anyone. Just as he stepped in, mutant rabbits turned hostile and attacked him, but such weak creatures were slain instantly by a casual strike. When he came to his senses, he noticed a shadow behind him. The once loyal hellhound, now for a piece of meat, was easily tamed by Park Se-hyun. Seeing this, the man nearby was shocked. They had never met before. How did he know the hound's preference? After slaying the mutant rabbits, the masked man behind him was sensed by sharp Park Se-hyun, and when they met, he grew excited, for such wild bosses could trigger his constellation's plunder effect. The opponent struck first, rushing at him, creating multiple clones to overwhelm him, but Park Se-hyun had already tracked the real body using the plundered magic tracking skill. He stabbed with a dagger, then shifted using pass-through to the backline, easily killing the boss. He plundered the clone's skill and obtained the boss's mana-relieving herb. Yet all he did was observed by Commander Wushan from afar, while his subordinates complained about the herb's rarity. Only the captain wondered how Se-hyun knew the weakness of the beast. A woman added she saw him at the market buying thigh meat, kobold blood, and monster anesthetic, likely preparing to hunt raiders and underground beasts. From his fighting style, he was clearly a seasoned hunter. To plunder Se-hyun's resources, they decided to follow until his mana was drained, then rob him, but they did not know Se-hyun had put all his points into stamina, so by controlling his mana-sensitive body he could keep going without spending points. He continued on. Meanwhile, Leaf Lin was on the phone with Si Huanzhang, discussing turf wars between the Sun Guild and Black Corps organization, but Si Huanzhang complained about the difficulty of finding hunters. Since he wanted to cultivate talent, Leaf Lin, as the mercenary boss, kept sending outstanding hunters, hoping they would grow on a bigger stage instead of hiding as mercenaries, yet strangely all he sent were reported dead by Si Huanzhang, but was that really true? At that moment, Leaf Lin recalled newcomer Park Se-hyun and relayed this to Si Huanzhang, but after hanging up he regretted recommending a rookie. Back to Park Se-hyun, he was fighting another boss, whose grabbing skill posed no threat to his agility. Using the same method, he dodged rocks and struck from behind, killing the monster and learning its grab skill. Then he eyed the dropped item, realizing he could grab locked targets and perhaps reduce attack lag. He tested it by grabbing air, confusing the distant observers. Followers asked their captain if they should rob him, but the captain knew an assassin killing a creature like a Bria was not someone he could match, so to save face he claimed they should wait until Se-hyun grew tired. Elsewhere, the target Kim Moon-yen sat in ruins eating jerky and holding an invitation, planning to join the Sun Guild but receiving a letter from Black Lion instead, while beneath him lay the corpse of the assassin Leaf Lin sent. Because of Leaf Lin's obsession with him, he agreed to Black Lion's request. At that moment, Park Se-hyun, using his magic tracking, quickly found Kim Moon-yen's hideout, and the mage, noticing, smirked, "Another fool come to die," knocking on the wall to summon 3 vicious hounds. Thinking it enough, he never imagined Park Soo-hyun would just pull out market-bought thigh meat and tame them with ease.